Okay,
yeah, that goes back to like your insecurity thing, Crystal.
The girl like calls herself a doctor who's a nurse.
See? You know what else I want from you? I want to thank you for giving you something to talk about and making your ass relevant.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 13, Episode 13. And yeah, Crystal and Anne-Marie's beef. Even though I feel like we're all a little bit on Crystal's side, I'm kind of enjoying the beef, I ain't gonna lie. But y'all, like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Yeah, let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, want it, securing the bag.
Y'all, I'm going skiing tomorrow. I am so excited. I am nervous. Please keep me in your prayers because I'm not trying to break a bone because I don't got time. I work out too much. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm about to be so sporty. Y'all gonna be living. All right, so the ladies basically, they're going to Barcelona. So they're getting all their stuff ready. They're packing. We see Garcelle's packing. She's like, oh my God, I'm finally bringing glam. And we could definitely tell, like, Garcelle's looking really good. Shout out to her. So, you know, we see Sutton and Avi. They were here playing around. They were trying to get their stuff ready. And Sutton's like, yeah, you know, I'm bringing glam. And, you know, Avi's like, okay, yeah, you know, I would think you're bringing glam, of course. She's like, I'm also bringing Merce. And he's like, huh?
You mean the ashes? Mm-hmm. What?
We have to pack him.
So we find out that, you know, Merce is, you know, a famous dancer from, you know, a few years, like, you know, before I was even born. And the man was genius in his craft and his talent. And, you know, he passed away and they were very, very close. So, you know, she has his ashes. So she bring his ashes to Barcelona so she could spread his ashes, which I think that's such a beautiful thing, right?
I want to release these ashes in a significant place and make this a really meaningful trip.
They get on the plane. We see Dorit, she's in her PJs. And then we see Crystal in her clearance PJs. And I feel like I can relate more to Crystal because it's just like, girl, I got something to sleep in. It don't need to be designer. It don't need to be fancy. $29.99, $10.99, or in Crystal's case, $7.99. And you got Dorit over here wearing $1,200 pajamas.
Chanel, baby. I got the Chanel. It's so cute, baby.
And I'm just like, that's the thing that I don't get with Dorit. It is what it is, though. But, you know, they land, they're in Barcelona, everything's beautiful. They get to the Airbnb and you know the shit is coin if they have a property manager there. If there's a property manager or a host, yeah, you know it's gonna give like top tier, you're gonna get service, you're gonna get food, you're gonna get wait staff. That's what I want. But on the other hand of it being very nice and upper echelon, it's also haunted. But you know, all the ladies go to their room. All the rooms are nice, so they're over here picking out of a hat. And I feel like this is fair, but you know, all the rooms are nice, so nobody should be upset. So the ladies are starting getting ready for dinner, and you know the glam, because everybody brought their glam besides Kyle, and they're coming in like freaking elementary school line, just 1, 2, 3, just all of them just coming in. I'm just like, damn, that's a lot of glam. But you know, everyone goes down to outside and they're over here trying to get ready for, you know, dinner. So they're waiting for everything. So, you know, we go outside, we see Garcelle, we see Sutton, we see Dorit. I think we're still waiting for Kyle and Marie. So when we're waiting outside in the grotto, right, we see Garcelle, she looks good. And you know, all the ladies are there and they're getting ready for dinner. And Storm come out.
To Villa Catalina, I'm Storm.
Hola.
I'm the chef. Hola.
Hi, Storm. Well, he's hot.
He's like, this is what we're gonna have. And Garcelle's sitting back there like, what else is on the menu, baby? I'm like, girl, your seat's wet, girl. Check it.
Storm can feel free to rain all over me. Bring it.
It was a cute interaction. All the girls are over here gushing over Storm. But you know, they go into the dining room. And after all the whole ghost talk, Sutton pulls out Merce. I'm just like, girl, put the man back. Put the man back in her bag. Oh, they're like, why are you in the Ziploc? I mean, I wouldn't be so nitpicky over it. Just like, girl, it is what it is, right? So she basically talks about her relationship with Merce Cunningham, and you know, Erica wasn't familiar with it, but she started naming names, and they were like, oh, they study under, I think she said Twyla, study under Merce, this and the third, Avon Ailey. And she said, you know, I was the studio manager, and you know, I was very close with him. He was the most important man in my life, which that's a big thing, because representation of having a strong male figure in your life is important. Some people don't need it, but you know, I would say majority of people do need that strong, rooted figure in their life, male or female, regardless. So, you know, they're having such a good moment, and they're just bantering back and forth. And Marie, she's like, yes, oh my God, guys, I love that, you know, we're having this conversation, but, you know, I just want to break up the monotony real quick. And, you know, I have to address something because it's been sitting on my spirit. She's like, there's a big elephant in the room. And in my head, I'm thinking like, girl, the elephant is you.
A bit of an elephant in the room, and there's something that I need to get off my chest. Last weekend was a lot.
Because majority of the stuff that you have been talking about and bringing up or have been combating with has been between you. So that's why I just find it funny that, you know, you talk about there's an elephant in the room. Yeah, there's an elephant in the room. You, ma'am. So she basically talks to Sutton like, you know, I apologize to Sutton. We talked about everything that happened. You know, I said something that was unbecoming of myself, and, you know, that wasn't what I wanted to say, this, that, and the third. So, you know, Sutton said, look, I understand, like, the whole esophagus thing was silly. It's not that deep. However, you made a comment about us being lonely or stating that I was lonely, and I took great offense to that.
Yeah, okay. You know what? The esophagus stuff is fine. My problem was the lonely and the insecure.
Because I was more lonely in my marriage than I am now. And, you know, Garcelle also, she piggybacked on and said, look, that affected me too. I didn't like that. Because basically she was like, look, I'm single. So what are you trying to say? That I'm just over here just like hopeless and destitute? And Marie didn't apologize. She said, look, I'm sorry. If you didn't like what I said, you just didn't like what I said. That's not what I meant. So if you didn't like it, it is what it is. Sorry. So the way that I just said that sounded like a bitch. So the way she just came off was just like, that sorry wasn't sorry, right?
Wow, if this is Anna Marie's apology, don't apologize, because I'm not accepting it.
But me, I'm the type of person where I don't really need apologies. Like, I look for changed behavior. Like, you can ask my friends, like my friends do something, I'm upset about, I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, just, if you say it one time, we good. You don't have to keep apologizing, because I would recognize your changed behavior and we're good. And that's how I do it for myself. I'm not a big sorry person. I'm like, look, you know, my bad. That wasn't my intention. But I'm not a big sorry person. So I can kind of see where Anne Marie's coming from, because I'm quick to be like, look, I'm sorry for, you know, if that affects you, because that wasn't my intent to affect you. However, the reason why I said something is because of what you did to me. So I want to retaliate and get back at you. Or if I'm not sorry and everybody's trying to get me to apologize and I don't want to apologize, I'm not going to apologize. I don't care how it's going to make the politicals or the politics, everything go crazy. I'm not apologizing. If I don't feel I'm sorry, I'm not saying I'm sorry. So, you know, Crystal's just like, okay, so what about calling me insecure? Anne-Marie's like, oh, don't worry, we're going to get to you. I'm just like, oh.
Okay. Anybody else I may have offended, I apologize for that comment. I was angry. Insecure. We're gonna get to you.
You know, and Marie tells the lady that, you know, when I first came into this group, you know, I met Crystal at a party. We had a great time, but she told me that you women are unintelligent and shallow. So everybody's like, oh my God, really? What? Now, is it so far-fetched that they think? No. Me, I'm just confused because it's the validity of the situation. Why would Anne-Marie just blatantly lie? But has she lied before? She has. But with Crystal, I'm just like, she has made choice words about the ladies already. So I'm just like, it can go either way.
This group of women was that you ladies were not intelligent. Damn. Nobody was educated and you're very shallow.
So Dorit's in her confessional, and she's just like, yeah, you know, Crystal, you're not as near educated as we are. I'm just like, girl, what college you go to? Whatever. My whole thing with Dorit can speak like 25 languages. Great. But my whole thing with Dorit is the fact that you get more vapid and materialistic and aloof than anything. And it shows how out of touch and aloof that you are to call Crystal a child bride.
You're nowhere near more educated than the rest of us. By the way, child bride.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to hold on to it so much because it depends on, you know, how that person feels. To me and my culture, it's not going to be offensive, but to other people's culture, the perception could be offensive. So if they feel offended, then they feel offended by it, right? I just feel like Dorit says certain things to be funny, catchy, you know, really witty, and it comes off as, it does not land the plane. And it can be very disrespectful, and the perception is very disrespectful because you call her a child bride, where in certain cultures, people are forced to, you know, young kids are forced, or teenagers are forced to date older people because of, you know, family, or they got traded, different things, right? So it's just one of those things where I'm just like, girl, you got to explain that. So, you know, Crystal tells the group, like, girl, she's lying. So it was what it was. So the ladies, like I said, they feel like, you know, I mean, she could say it. So Anne-Marie says that, you know, she called y'all fake socialites. And Crystal's just like, girl, I never call myself a socialite. I've never said I'm a very social person. I've never said this, that, and the third. So Kyle feels like Crystal is acting very different and triggered by Anne-Marie. And she's just like, I've never seen this type of Crystal. I'm like,
Obviously, there's something about Anne-Marie that provokes Crystal, because Crystal is usually someone who's very reserved with her thoughts and feelings.
girl, bye. Season 1, Crystal was tag teaming y'all. And Crystal has had very much moments of her, like last season, like, get real. She had her moments where she really got to the girls, like especially her first season. Her and Sutton was going back and forth endlessly. So for us to be like, oh my God, I've never seen Crystal like that, lies. She's been very much controlled, but I feel like Crystal realized, especially after that conversation with her husband, oh, okay, I gotta turn it up just a little bit more. You just can't be in the background, girl. This is a cute check. Amp it up. Now, Crystal had me hollering a little bit. Both of them had me hollering, to be honest. So Anne-Marie was like, this is what I mean about the whole insecure thing. Like, it just seemed like you're so insecure. And Crystal's like, okay, and this is coming from the girl who says she's a doctor but a nurse. I said, ooh.
It goes back to like your insecurity thing, Crystal. The girl like calls herself a doctor who's a nurse.
See? And you already know Dr. Tiffany Moon and Dr. Nicole have been tag teaming Anne-Marie online already. Tell Crystal, like, look, you should give me a thank you for, and she's like, for what? She said, because I gave your ass something to talk about and made your ass relevant.
You know what else I want from you? I want to thank you for giving you something to talk about and making your ass relevant.
I said, ooh. And basically told Crystal, like, don't take my kindness for a weakness. And that was the end of the dinner, and Crystal really didn't have nothing else to say. Her whole thing is like, I'm not going to go back and forth with her. So the next day, all the girls talk about what happened, what transpired. And, you know, they all had the conversations. Sutton and Crystal sit down. Anne-Marie and Garcelle sit down. Dorit and Erica sit down. So Sutton basically tells Crystal, like, at the end of the day, she's calling you a liar, and you really need to check her and nip this in the bud, because she's going to basically drag your name out. So you need to go ahead and fix this right now. And Crystal's like, yeah, you know, it is what it is. I'm not really pressed over words, but yeah, I'm gonna try to talk to her and figure it out. Erica brings up that her whole earring situation has been appealed, so she had the opportunity to, you know, fight for her earrings back to a smaller court. And the lady's like, okay, that's great. And she felt some type of way. She was just like, okay, y'all have such a visceral reaction beforehand about my earrings, but now it's just like no reaction. She was like, I feel like, you know, this is kind of messed up because y'all were on my ass about this last time. And I think that Erica still misses the mark of the fact that it's not about the earrings. And for me, I just feel like if the earrings was purchased by, you know, illegally or wrong or whatever, like Garcelle said, I mean, you could give those earrings to the people that have lost the money. Like, you have suffered a lot during this time, and I have dragged Erica down. I'm not even gonna sit here and say I haven't. I have. However, those people have lost, not only survived plane crashes, burns, cancer patients, all of these things that have been life-changing, and then to still not get the money that was earned and owed to them, is still for me a slap in the face. And I don't know, it's just one of those things that's just kind of gut-wrenching. However, I can give Erica some type of grace, because if she did not know, or she didn't do anything with the earrings or whatever have you, then I mean, she could be absolved from all that, and I can't hold her that accountable for it. But it is kind of fucked up still. I mean, that's just how I feel. So the girls are basically heading to church, and on the way to church, Crystal's over here having like car sickness. She gets out, her veins are popping out, her hands are swollen.
Her hands are swollen up. Hey, what does it mean when your veins pop out?
Like, girl, you are literally at Anne-Marie's mercy. Anne-Marie probably tell her, like, if Anne-Marie really don't care for Crystal, I mean, she's a nurse, so she really has a civic duty to help this girl. But if she really wanted to be fucked up, she could, like, girl, give her Benadryl. She would be fine. Get her Benadryl. She'll be fine. But that was the end of the episode. That was the end of the episode. Hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Brian Keith, LG, Black Butte. Bet you didn't know we the Holy Trinity. Now let a guy stop a jolly, break your ear here. Step into the room and get up in the bed. It tastes sweet, that's cause I'm good. It tastes sour cause I'm better than the hood. Cause I get you hyper when I'm running all around, cause I excite ya. Let me talk real quick. You can't even get with the shit. You wanna go toe to toe